ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अध्याय 12 श्लोक 15। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। Bhagavan is stating the characteristics that are desirable or rather that are found in a jnani, in a brahmajnani. Brahmajnani is a person who has accomplished the ultimate spiritual maturity. Therefore, from the standpoint of Vedanta, a Brahmajnani is called a Siddha. Generally, in the world, they think Siddha means a person with miraculous power, etc. It is not so. When we discuss Vedanta, Siddha means an accomplished person. In terms of Atmajnana, an Atmajnani is an accomplished person. The one who has attained Jnana is an accomplished person. Therefore, he is called Siddha. Bhagavan is mentioning the nature of a Siddha so that a mumukshu can cultivate these qualities in himself or herself. We have already seen a few qualities starting from Shloka 13. We have seen up to the first half of Shloka 15. Yasmano dvijate loko, lokano dvijate chayaha. It is a wonderful quality, very beautifully stated. Yasmat lokaha na udvijate. The people are not disturbed by him, by his behavior. He behaves in such a way that it does not disturb the other people, physically or mentally. Likewise, lokano dvijate chayaha. Even he is not disturbed by the behavior of the other people. He does not allow himself to be disturbed by the thoughts, words, or actions of other people. Then, second half, harshamarshya bhayodvegaihi muktaha. He is free from these qualities. Muktaha means he is free from these qualities, these emotions. Harsha means elation. Elation is an excitement when we hear a good news. As soon as a person hears a good news, he gets an emotional excitement. And the excitement is characterized by romancha, horripilation, etc. Such excitement indicate that we depend on certain external condition for our happiness. Let us understand this with an example. When there is a hungry person, somebody is hungry, two people are sitting, one is hungry, he has not eaten for a very long time, whereas the other person, he is not hungry. Just a few minutes back he had food, he had his meal, so he is not hungry. Two people are sitting together. Then somebody is bringing food. When both of them see the food, there will be a difference in their behavior. The hungry person will jump with the joy. He will exclaim, "Food has come," and he will go and start eating the food. Whereas the other one, who is not hungry, he will remain indifferent, because the arrival of food does not mean much to him. In the same manner, an ajnani is lacking in happiness because he depends on the external sources for his happiness. He depends on external conditions for his happiness. That is why he is always waiting for some good news. And when the good news comes, there is elation on account of this expectation. Whereas a jnani, he is free from such expectations because he is not hungry for any external source of happiness, because his happiness is independent of any external means. That is why, despite any good news, any nice thing happening in front of him, he does not show the sign of elation. Externally, he may express his gladness, but in the heart of heart, he knows very well that it does not make much difference to his happiness, to his inner satisfaction. That is why a jnani is free from harsha, elation. Likewise, he is free from amarsha. Amarsha means envy. The inability to tolerate somebody else's growth, somebody else's prosperity. Someone else is doing better than me, I am not ready to tolerate. It is called amarsha, envy. Which is also called matsarya or irshya. A jnani is free from matsarya, envy. Likewise, bhaya, he is free from fear, insecurity. What will happen to me in future? Often insecurity bothers us. A jnani is free from such insecurity because a jnani knows that his true self is the Atma, which is eternal, indestructible. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha. No weapons can tear it, no fire can burn it. Therefore, he is free from insecurity. Likewise, udvega, he is free from udvega, the emotional restlessness is called udvega. The mental restlessness. The restlessness expresses in the form of many complaints. This is not okay, that is not okay, this is not happening properly, etc. A jnani is free from udvega, the emotional restlessness. Instead, he enjoys a composed mind, a calm mind, sacha me priyaha, such a jnani, such a parabhakta. Jnani is referred to as the greatest bhakta, parabhakta. He is dearest to me, me priyaha, I love him, Bhagavan says. And by saying I love him, Bhagavan is glorifying the characteristics of a jnani. Next shloka for 16. अनपेक्षशुचिर्दक्षः उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः. Further description of a jnani. Anapekshaha, he is free from expectation from others, free from apeksha, free from expectation from others. An ajnani often expects things from others. He should behave in a particular way. She should behave in a particular way. And if the person does not behave in a particular way, the ajnani gets disturbed. My son is not behaving the way I expect him to behave. My daughter is not behaving in the way I expect her to behave. It is a very common complaint. As long as our happiness is dependent on others' behavior, it is difficult to be happy. A jnani makes himself free from such expectations. His happiness is not dependent on the other's behavior. He does not expect anything from his son, daughter, friends, relatives, or anybody. If they treat him well, he is happy. Even if they are indifferent to him, he is happy. Because a jnani understands that the whole universe is an effect of Maya. Therefore, the whole universe is in the domain of Maya. Therefore, nothing is surprising in the domain of Maya. Anything can happen. There is a shloka, aghatita ghatana patiyasi maya. The Maya is capable of making the impossible possible. What appears to be impossible also happens in the domain of Maya. Therefore, we cannot predict how the other people behave in a given situation, in a given point of time. The other's behavior is not in our hands. Also, it is not predictable to a great extent. That is why, understanding this very well, he ensures that his happiness is not dependent on others' behavior. Whether the other person fulfills his expectation or not, he is happy. Therefore, anapekshaha, shuchihi, he is clean. Shaucha, shuchi means clean. Shaucha means cleanliness. He keeps himself clean both internally and externally. There is internal cleanliness. Shaucham tu dvividham proktam bahyamabhyantaramevacha. Mrajjalabhyam kritam bahyam bhavashuddhistathantaram. There are two types of shaucha. One is bahya shaucha, external cleanliness, keeping the body clean. There is a physical cleanliness, and in addition to the physical cleanliness, there is a spiritual cleanliness. Just a physical cleanliness is not enough. We have to keep the body spiritually pure also. And the spiritual purity is ensured by dressing properly, and marking the forehead with the vibhuti, kunkuma, tilaka, etc. Even that is a part of bahya shaucha. Even vibhuti or chandana is put on the forehead in order to sanctify the body spiritually. We look upon the body as a devalaya. Deho devalayah proktaha. Therefore, we have to maintain the spiritual sanctity of this body. It is also included in bahya shaucha. If somebody dresses in an unacceptable way, it is absence of bahya shaucha. Then there is antara shaucha, inner cleanliness. The inner cleanliness involves entertaining pure thoughts, bhava shuddhi, purity of thoughts. A jnani has both type of shaucha. Therefore, he is called shuchihi. Dakshaha, he is prompt. Dakshaha, prompt. We should understand this properly in connection with the jnani. An ajnani's mind is often clouded by ragadvesha. his own likes and dislikes. Therefore, often when it comes to certain decisions and certain actions related to his own life, he finds it difficult to make a proper decision. He finds it difficult to act wisely because his mind is clouded by subjectivity, his own likes, dislikes, attachment, etc. Whereas a jnani's mind is free from such ragadvesha, free from such subjectivity, free from intense attachment, desire and hatred. Therefore, a jnani is a man of objectivity when it comes to certain challenging situations in life. Therefore, a jnani is able to assess the situation properly with greater clarity, and he is able to make proper decision, wise decision, in accordance with the dharma. We can understand this from the example of Arjuna as well as Krishna. In chapter 1, if you consider Arjuna's state of mind, Arjuna was lacking in dakshata. The dakshata that is visible in a spiritually mature person, because he was not able to make proper decision. He was not able to assess the situation properly, and therefore he failed to make proper decision because his mind was clouded by attachment and the grief born of the attachment. That is why he was helpless. He could not make a wise decision. Instead, he was confused. In Arjuna's own words, we can understand this. Dharma sammudha chetaha. Arjuna's mind was confused. Sammudha. Whereas a jnani is free from such emotions, emotional blocks. Therefore, he is capable of assessing the situation properly, what is happening and what is right, what is wrong. He is able to assess the situation properly, and he is also capable of acting accordingly. Such quality is called dakshata. And such a person who has such quality, is called dakshaha. Udasinaha, neutral, unbiased. He is unbiased. Even this word should be understood properly. Generally, people think udasina means being indifferent. When somebody has slipped and fallen down, you be indifferent. Is that meant by udasina? It is not so. Udasina means he is not biased towards anybody on account of his own ragadvesha, his own likes and dislikes. For example, somebody is my friend and my friend makes a mistake. If my friend makes a mistake, if I am a biased person, I will try to justify my friend. He did the right thing. Whereas, if I am an unbiased person, I will not justify my friend's mistake. Likewise, if somebody is my enemy and my enemy does some good work, he is doing some good work, then I will not try to find fault in him, in his good work also. This is being unbiased. It does not mean you don't support a good thing happening or you don't support a good cause. It is not the idea. We can see this in the context of Krishna. Krishna took sides. When Pandavas and Dhartarashtra's fought, Krishna could have just said, I will not involve myself in any fight. But he did not do so. He took side. He joined the Pandavas. Not because he was biased towards the Pandavas on account of his likes and dislikes. It is not so. He joined the Pandavas because they were dharmika. They followed dharma. That is why he took Pandava's side. Therefore, udasina does not mean being indifferent. Instead, it means being unbiased. Gata vyathaha, he is free from vyatha. Vyatha means regret, regretting the past. I did something wrong in the past. This did not happen to me in the past. My parents did not put me in a good school when I was a child. We hear even such complaints. Somebody said, I was a brilliant student, but my parents did not put me to a good school. I studied in an ordinary school. And the person is complaining now. The parents did what they thought right or what they were capable of. There is no point in regretting the past. A jnani does not regret the past. This did not happen right to me, etc. Because a jnani has transcended all the events of his life. He knows that all the events of his life, whether past, present or future, they are all mithya. All are unreal. Entire timeline of life is mithya. Therefore, he does not worry about what happened to his life in the past. Gatavyathaha sarvarambha parityagi. In this word, arambha means action, karma. The word means he gives up all actions. A jnani gives up all actions. Even this word should be interpreted differently with respect to a sannyasi and a grihastha. An atmajnani can be either a sannyasi or a grihastha. In the case of a sannyasi gives up all the actions. In our tradition, a sannyasi is not supposed to do any work. He lives on bhiksha. And he devotes all his time for jnana, for contemplation, etc. That is the lifestyle of a sannyasi. Therefore, in the case of a sannyasi, sarvarambha parityagi is literally true. He gives up all actions other than certain minimum actions that are required to sustain his body, like eating bhiksha, bathing, etc. Whereas, if he is a grihastha, he cannot give up all the actions. A grihastha is expected to perform his swadharma, even if he is a jnani. This is very clear from chapter 3 of Gita. Chapter 3 of Gita, Bhagavan says, A grihastha, if he is a jnani, even then he should perform the karmas. Joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yuktas samacharan. Even vidwan, jnani, should perform so that he becomes a guiding light to the ajnanis for the sake of loka sangraha. We have discussed in chapter 3. Therefore, in the case of a grihastha, sarvarambha parityagi should be understood differently. He performs his swadharma. Even when he performs his swadharma, he does not identify himself as the karta. Despite performing his swadharma, in the heart of heart, he is aware that he is not the doer. I am neither the doer nor the enjoyer. And also, he will try to minimize his activities in the sense he will avoid all unnecessary distracting actions. In fact, every mumukshu should avoid unnecessary distracting actions like playing video game, going to parties, etc. Unnecessary socialization, unnecessary gossip. A mumukshu should not waste his mental energy in such unnecessary activities. Therefore, even if he is a grihastha, he will avoid all the unnecessary activities, the activities that are distracting in nature, the activities that may take him away from the pursuit of moksha, away from atmajnana. He will avoid them. Yo madbhaktaha, such bhakta, madbhaktaha, mai bhakta, mama bhaktaha, madbhaktaha, shashti tatpurusha samasa. My bhakta, jnani is my bhakta. Krishna proudly says, he is my bhakta. Saha me priyaha, he is dear to me. Next shloka. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti, na shochati na kankshati, shubha shubha parityagi, bhaktiman yassa me priyaha. Yaha na hrishyati. We have discussed this already. Harsha. He does not get elated when he hears a good news. Na hrishyati. He does not get elation. Na dveshti, he does not hate anyone. He is free from hatred. Even this has been stated already in the first quality, adveshta sarvabhutanam. He does not hate anyone. It is being repeated in order to show its importance. The importance of this quality is conveyed by repetition. When the Shastra has to emphasize on something, it will be repeated. It is called abhyasa. Abhyasa means repetition. When there is a repetition of any particular message, we should understand that it is very important. Na shochati, he does not come to grief. He does not lament. Free from Shloka, free from sorrow, free from depression, free from emotional breakdown. The jnana, self-knowledge, makes one free from emotional vulnerability. A jnani is free from emotional vulnerability. Na shochati, na kankshati. He does not desire. He does not have desire for things that he does not have. I don't have this. This should happen to me. This should come to me. He does not have such desires because he has found the inner source of happiness. He has found the completeness in himself. Therefore, a jnani is a purna kamaha. All his desires are fulfilled in the Atma itself. Shubha Shubha Parityagi. He has given up Shubha and Ashubha, good and bad. Our karmas will have two types of phala. One is the phala of punya. The punya phala is shubha. It is good. It is desirable. Then there is papa phala, the result of papa. It is ashubha, undesirable. As long as we identify as bhokta, as long as we identify as the enjoyer, we are subject to shubha phala and ashubha phala. Whereas, when a person has become free from bhoktrutva, he does not look upon himself as the bhokta. as the enjoyer. He is free from Shubha Phala and Ashubha Phala. Both Shubha Phala and Ashubha Phala do not affect him. I am not the Bhokta. The karma phala is coming to the body, mind, etc. Therefore, the body, mind, etc. are suffering. I am not the Bhokta. My Swarupa is free from Bhoktrutva. Therefore, I need not be affected by the Shubha Phala as well as Ashubha Phala of the karma. This is the vision of a jnani. Previously, Sarvarambha Parityagi was told. Sarvarambha Parityagi implies he is free from Kartrutva. Jnani is free from Kartrutva, the doership identification. Whereas here, Shubha-Shubha Parityagi can be understood as freedom from Bhoktrutva. A jnani is free from Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva. He understands that his nature transcends both doership and enjoyership. Bhaktiman yaha, he is a Bhaktiman. Jnani is a Bhaktiman. He has bhakti. He has greatest love for Paramatma. Saha me priyaha, he is dear to me. I love him. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.